Hello everyone. So I didn't bring my equipment with me, but I'm down here at the music workshop in Kent, Ohio. I'm gonna see if it's open. It's never open. I've passed it for years. Only time I've ever seen it open is like twice, and I couldn't stop. So we're gonna head in here. They're open. So there's the sign I was telling you about. And that number actually still works. When you call, you get a voicemail. So here it is. Oh, they are open today. Look at that. Alright, so I'm gonna stop this video and see if they're okay with me filming. So we are here in the guitar shop that I've been passing for years and years and telling you guys about it, and we finally made it in. So could you tell everybody on YouTube what the name of your shop is and what you do?
It's Thurman Guitar and Violin Repair, and I just fix guitars. I've made about 17 acoustic guitars earlier in my career, all with what we call the Spanish neck joint, which is very different from everything commercial.
And what do you do a lot of mostly in here?
I do a lot of work for Martin, because I'm a full warranty station for Martin Guitar. I do violin work. I can rehair your violin bow.
Okay.
Not too many guitar shops will even do something like that.
Right.
I have a repair right now on an old Italian violin that no violin shop in this region would do.
Is that something that you would like to show everybody on YouTube, since it's
not
so
right
deep?
now, because it's not done. It's somebody else's violin.
Okay.
But I looked at it and said, I know the repair, and I know how strong it will be when I'm done with it. What's the big deal? So I'm doing that job that all the repair shops in this region is, according to the person who brought it to me, who's a professional musician, nobody would touch it.
Right.
So I do stuff like that, unusual things. I do a lot of basic guitar setups. I do sales, new and used. I don't have any franchises.
Right. We are in a college town, so you probably do a lot of stuff for college students?
Not so much.
No, that's surprising.
Maybe too pricey for them.
Wow, because we're like a mile away from Kent State University here.
I don't advertise. It's all word of mouth, so it tends to be customers that have, like I've had customers in here that's been coming here since the 70s.
Right.
And so I try and take care of their stuff. A lot of my customers have several guitars. They've been to a lot of other places, and they've not been happy with the work.
Right.
They bring it in here. They're happy with the work. That's all I can tell you.
You said you've been doing this for 50 plus years, huh?
Well, I started in 71.
1971. Okay.
Not in this business. I've been in this building since 74.
Okay.
I started my house in 71, and I started building stuff, and people started bringing me stuff to repair, and I had a problem with something I was making, and I realized I don't know how to fix this darn thing. So that opened the door to repair. I'll tell you that when I was in the Army, I went to Vietnam. But
well, thank you for serving.
Before I went to Vietnam, I went to Goodfellow Air Force Base to take a short course in cryptographic intelligence. And Air Force has a fantastic everything. Fantastic shops, because they want to encourage the skills of their Air Force members. So I was an Army guy in an Air Force base. And so I bought a guitar when I pulled in for $7. It didn't play very well. I took it to the base shop and started fixing it. I mean, that was my first guitar repair. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that this thing, I sanded the top thinner. I worked on the bridge. I messed with the frets a little bit, but that's it. I also rebuilt an automobile engine while I was there. I had no training. I just did it.
Right.
I bought the books and bought the rebuild kit, and I did it. When I was about 12, 13, I bought a Bisher saxophone, and I took the whole thing apart and put it all back together. That's just my inclination.
Right.
When I look back on what I've done, my job in the Army was speaking the Vietnamese language. analyzing signal and cryptographic documents. So, and I was in the Army Security Agency, which is the national security agency in the Army. I had the same security clearance. I ended up running an interpreter cell in Saigon where we got all the documents, signal and crypto documents sent to us. So I've got a really varied background. And I play trumpet now in the university band up at Kent State.
All right.
My hands are so beaten up from work
right.
that osteoarthritis has sort of limited my classical guitar playing, which I used to play a lot of. Oh, just an amateur, but I love playing. I like musicians. I don't want to have a music store and not do anything with music.
Right.
So that's why I took up the trumpet 6 or 7 years ago after not playing since I was 18. I didn't play for 50 years exactly. And then I took it up. I'm 74 now. So, I'm an old fart. Sorry to say. But I work for all kinds of people that stop in. That's what I love about this business. You meet all kinds of interesting people.
Absolutely.
And you never know who's going to walk through the door. Hopefully nobody with a gun.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that hasn't happened yet.
No.
But Kent's pretty good. So I really enjoyed it. The work. I'm going to go on as long as I can, as long as my customers put up with me. I'm not as fast as I used to be, and yet I have more work.
Right.
So that's a problem. If I want to say one thing, I'm looking for someone who wants to invest in my repair business and become part of it and learn from me.
Okay.
If you invest, you're going to have skin in the game.
Right.
And I want to turn this over to someday in the future to somebody that knows my clientele, can do a damn good job, appreciates that, and wants to take over this business when I can't do it anymore, because that time is coming.
Absolutely.
Let's be truthful about this.
You want to keep it going.
I'm in great shape,
Yeah.
pretty good. The VA takes good care of me.
I wouldn't have guessed 74. Yeah.
So I ride bicycle distance. So I just try. You got to do things like to keep doing this business, because it is on your feet all day and a little bit demanding. So I just try and stay in condition, and I love to ride anyway. I love it.
Yeah.
I do it anyway. So yeah, I'm looking for someone to help take over this business, and I can teach them how to make guitars my way, and if they want to learn that. But you're going to have skin in the game. You're going to have to learn repair, because that's the bread and butter here, is taking care of people and the problems. I love solving problems. I fix all kinds of stuff that maybe other repair shops don't want to touch, because I've done it before already, and I can develop a new method to make it even better than what I did before. That's the way I look at it. As soon as I can't do that anymore, I'm done.
Always looking for an innovation.
I am always looking for innovation.
Yep.
I had a patent on sound ports. You may have heard about that.
Oh, yeah.
Thurman sound ports. Taylor is starting to use my idea on the Builder Series 816 CE, something like that. They got my patent in a little sound port on a cutaway, an angle cutaway.
Well, that's something to be proud of.
That's my idea. I'm not getting any, my patent has lapsed.
Right.
But it's a fantastic idea, and Taylor understands that. They're trying to integrate it in with their line. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, it's been a lot of fun. I had the privilege of working for several years with Agostino Loprinzi in Clearwater, Florida, the most fantastic individual luthier in the history of guitar making. He's done everything. Amazing man. I just saw him a few weeks ago. He's 84, and he's doing engraving on pistols in retirement. For 3 hours a day in the morning, that's all he can work, because he's had some health issues. But his work is fantastic. I worked with him for several years. I wrote his brochures. I designed his classical guitar line. I repped him in stores all over the United States. I went to guitar shows with him. He told me his entire life story. He's an amazing man. I feel very privileged to have gotten to know somebody like that, who's been in the music business since the late 50s. It's around New Jersey and New York City is where he started. He's in Clearwater, Florida now. But he just knows so much about the history of the instrument as it's developed. I learned a lot from him about all the East Coast stuff, let's put it that way.
Well, that's good.
So it's been a lot of fun, and I really enjoy the people. I appreciate your interest in what I'm doing.
Absolutely. This is what I do. I go and I hunt out all these privately owned guitar shops, repair shops, get the word out, you know, that they're there. I strongly believe in supporting local businesses and shops like this, so that's why I've been trying like crazy to get in here. I can't tell you how many videos the YouTube people have seen where I've been telling them I'm trying to get in here.
Well, you're doing a good service, and I'm a little bit under the radar type of guy. I don't advertise. I just rely on word of mouth, and I'm swamped with work.
That's the way I am too in my upholstery business. I do not advertise, and I just have more than I know what to do with.
Well, you must be good at it then, because that's people want to.
I worked over here at Portage Trim for 19 and a half years.
I might have a job for you, upholstery.
Okay.
Because I like antiques.
Right.
You know. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I think there's some other people starting this in home businesses. I've seen some stuff on YouTube or on Facebook.
Right.
And there's tons of guitars out there that needs to be fixed.
Absolutely.
There are tons of them. And I can't do it all. Maybe I should just start a school or something and train some people. But you learn what I know, and that maybe what I know is passé.
Yeah.
It's out of sync. I don't know. All I know is what I know.
And I don't know anything, and I'm trying to learn everything I can, and I'm starting with Gibson. I figure stick with one, try to learn as much about it as you can. I would do more of my own stuff if I had more tools, and I don't, so I seek out places like this. Like currently I have a Silverburst Deluxe Gibson that I had a third pickup routed in, and I'm having the vintage clear on it and the weather checking done. I'm totally customizing it, so that's part of my show too. So just stuff like that. And other than that, I just do basic stuff in my little shop at home, and I leave the other stuff up to the professionals like you.
Well, I only do what I can do. You know, I don't know it. I'm not good at finishing, painting guitars. I don't do that stuff. I don't like being around the chemicals.
Right.
So I kind of not avoid it if I can. But I have done nitrocellulose lacquer finishes, what I do, and I've done everything over the years. But it kind of I just zeroes in on what works for me, and I really don't like working around lacquer. It rots your brain.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my story, and I'm open to any suggestions about what I should do with my business. Close it up. If you want somebody to close up, I'll listen to you.
I wouldn't close it up unless you absolutely had to.
You know, everything changes, you know, and sometimes I don't keep up with the changes.
Yeah.
I'm not aware because I'm just so stuck in my own environment. But, you know, it seems like I blink of an eye, another decade has gone by. It's really weird.
And the older you get, the faster time goes.
It's crazy, man.
A week is like a day now to me.
It's crazy, man. I can't figure it out.
Absolutely.
It's kind of scary.
So I noticed you do have a bunch of guitars over here. These are all for sale?
Yeah, some of the stuff I haven't worked on yet that I need to work on. There's some nice things in there, some stuff that need further work, but I've got so much to do, I never get around to doing my own stuff.
Right.
So I got a lot of stuff around here.
You have a lot of stuff in your shop here.
Yeah.
So if people are looking for some vintage parts or something, you'd probably have that laying around as well.
I'll tell you, the type of people that we look for in this business are people that are self-starters, that they just want to do it. And you can't stop them. And they go out and get instruments and start fixing them and learning. I have a lot of people that stop and say, I want to learn how to repair guitars. I say, what are you reading? And they go, reading? Reading? I have to read?
Right.
You know, how many tools do you have? Tools? I mean, I've been at this almost 50 years. I'm still buying tools.
Oh, yeah.
I bought 2 today.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the way it goes. It's an endless process. And I look for people that understand that and are willing to get used to having a constant flow of broken instruments heading at you.
Yeah.
I've helped a couple of people along, and when they saw everything heading at you, a different instrument with a different personality attached to it, a different type of music played on it. And here's one I got done. Here's another one. Here's another one. It's hard. It takes a certain type of person to do that.
Yep.
One person I trained was David Howard, and he's gone on to have his own shop, and he was the type of guy that was relentless. And I saw that in David. Like, for instance, after about 6 months of working with me, I asked him, "How are your hands?" He said, and he's a guitar player, he tries to play professionally. He said, they kill me at night. They hurt so much. I said, "David, bully for you. You never said a word. You never complained."
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen if you really get into this and you play the guitar artfully and beautifully, and that's what you want to do. This is going to stiffen up your hands. It's going to change them, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
To do this every day.
Yep. I got carpal tunnel on both arms from all the upholstery I've done over the years, so I know
There you go.
exactly
You
where
understand.
you're coming. Yep.
Yeah. And people don't understand that about this. It's down in the trenches, hard work.
Yep.
It's not a playground.
Nope.
It's fun. It's great, but the work is demanding, and you want to be complete, thorough, detailed, close to perfection. You know,
Yep.
do we ever achieve perfection in anything? Probably not.
No.
But strive for that all the time. And most people, when they realize that's what the job really is, it's just down and hard work, they can't take it.
Nope.
And I understand that. But understand that before you come in and talk to me. Because if you don't understand when you come and talk to me, it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
If you want to, and especially if you want to, I want somebody to buy in here and eventually take over my business. That would be the best thing for me.
Yeah,
somebody can train, bring them up, and they get better than me, you know?
Yeah.
Do a
Yeah,
better
you always
job
want
than
your
me.
succeeder to do better than you, just like your kid. You always want your kid to do better than you did.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah, I'd be glad if someone takes
Yeah.
my ideas and runs with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, that's what it's all about.
So what are your normal business hours usually?
Afternoons, Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 6. Saturday, 12 to 4, closed Sunday and Monday. I step out in the afternoon for a cup of coffee, usually from 2 to 3:30 in that area. I work in the mornings, but I don't want to be interrupted.
Right.
I'm down here in the mornings many times. But I need that, some quiet time there.
Right.
I also practice the trumpet in the morning,
Right.
so I'm being selfish like that. But, you know, but I appreciate appointments. You call me and tell me when you're coming. Leave a message on my answering machine. I'll get back to you and set up a time. And that way I can't miss you.
Right.
And that's kind of the way it goes. You know, I don't have rigid store hours, but I do try and maintain 12 to 6, Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 4 on Sunday. Or on Saturday, excuse me.
Right.
Closed Sunday and Monday.
Right.
That's what I try and do.
Well, like I told everybody before, I said, I know that the shop is old and still in business because when you call the number on the faded sign out there, you get a voicemail. I just never left a voicemail because I didn't have any work,
Yeah.
you know, and I just didn't want to bother you. I figured I'd catch you, and eventually I did, and here we are. So, yeah, just take another quick look here at the shop you got. All your guitars.
Let me show you this thing from Yemen here, quick,
Old custom amp there.
that I was telling you about earlier. Find the darn zippers. There we go. It says a common problem with this instrument, which is the predecessor of an instrument they call the lute.
Wow.
This was made in Yemen, and there's a broken head, snapped off in shipping.
Wow.
But many of these instruments are tourist instruments, or they're in bad condition. This is made in Yemen, south of Saudi Arabia, the south end of the Arabian Peninsula, where they're having a war.
Right.
And it looks like it's made by Martin Guitar of Yemen. Look at the quality of this work.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing. All individual strips of wood with inlays in between every one.
In between each stave.
Yep.
That's a stave.
That's a stave?
Yes. Like a barrel.
Okay.
Staves of a barrel. Staves of the lute. And they're literally clones. Each one's the same. And this thing is, I mean, it's an ebony board. It's played with a feather quill. Very fast.
So it's
playing.
fretless.
Fretless.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's just a gorgeous instrument.
Yes, it is.
Of professional, the highest quality of professional workmanship, obviously made for an extremely skilled musician. And of course, the label's screwed up. I hope it's not a hot oud.
Yeah, that's a shame. You can see the Arabic writing still in it, though.
Yeah, but where's the label? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like someone pulled it out. Maybe it's a hot oud. That's what it's doing in the States.
Yeah, or it could have been peeling off and they said, well, heck with it, we'll just finish it off.
The word in Arabic is al-oud. Al-oud.
Al-oud?
The oud.
The oud.
Which in Europe became the lute. Lute. It's from the same origin. And yeah, so I've never seen something so good in this form. So I thought I'd show it to you because it's very unusual. I'm going to figure out a way to fix it. And
well, maybe the next time I get to come through here, you'll have the work done and I'll be able to show everybody what you got done there.
it's going to be a while, a month or two, till I get to it. And I got to think about it too. I'm going to think about how to do this one. But I'm glad they brought it to me because I had never seen this caliber of Middle Eastern instrument of this type. It's nice to know that they're making them of that quality
Absolutely.
in a war-torn country.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing
Yeah.
because I mean, Yemen has had for a good decade now has been ripped up. Iran and Saudi Arabia are fighting in Yemen.
Yeah. There's too much going on over there
Oh,
right now.
man.
We could talk about that the rest of the day.
Right.
But
So anyway, I'm glad they brought it to me.
well, I want to thank you for your service to start with. And then I also want to thank you for doing this interview. And
Okay.
I hope that the word gets out there for you. And maybe you'll find an investor. Somebody that wants to come in here and maybe they already know what's going on. And
Somebody wants to work.
right, exactly. So we'll get that word out and I'll definitely be coming back through again.
Okay,
And I'll leave you my business card as well. So
very good.
I'm going to run out there and grab that, and I'll be back in and shake your hand and say goodbye.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, guys, there you go. So we finally made it into the shop. I'm going to get him my business card, and I will definitely be back here again to check this place out. So one more, take a quick look at the shop here. We're on the corner of Franklin and Oak in Kent, Ohio.